Hello, tapping family, and welcome back. Settle into your space, grab some water and maybe some tissues because today we step into some vast transformation, ancestral healing. For those participating in the Level 2 Soul Shift Challenge, I want to encourage you to keep expressing your desires and boundaries to people in your life. I know that it can be scary, yet did you ever stop to wonder where all this fear, procrastination, defense, shrinking, and hiding really came from? Most likely it doesn't even belong to you. And that's what we get to transform today. Ancestral imprints are passed down generation by generation. They show up in our daily habits, the way we think, feel, act, as well as the way we perceive the world. Yep, that is a lot. As mentioned in yesterday's lesson, we often pick up a lot of these patterns between the ages of 0 and 6 from the world around us and through the people that raised us. In addition, we have also received genetic memories and responses to life situations coded in our DNA. For example, a recent study of Holocaust survivors found that their trauma passed onto their children's genes. The analysis showed that the children with parents who suffered from Nazi concentration camps, torture, or had to hide had specific chemical tags on their genes, which passed down to their children, making their children more prone to stress and anxiety. As we look back through time, it is understandable that we would all have some genetic trauma passed down to us, given the number of wars, famine, and pain humans have experienced in life. So today we get to heal our lineage, transform ourselves and our DNA for the future generations. For this session, I want you to think about a habit that you have that no longer serves you and who in your family line also has a similar habit. This habit can be a way of thinking, an emotional response, or something physical that you do, such as smoking, that someone in your family line also does. Let's begin. Let's take a moment now to massage underneath the collarbone, and we'll move into acknowledgement to start off. Tune into a part of your life, perhaps it's a thought, an emotional pattern, or a habit that no longer serves you, that is kind of cramping your style. And as you tune into whatever that is, now ask yourself who in your family line has a similar habit. Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it a grandparent? Who did you pick this habit up off? Where did this habit truly come from? As mentioned at the start of the video, we pick up a lot of these habits and a lot of them are passed down. And so let's first focus on the habit that we're experiencing, tapping the center of the chest, and let's talk about what it is. The limiting habit is, and tell me what that is, emotion, thought pattern, physical habit. And it makes me feel, what does this habit make you feel? Angry, stressed out, nervous. This habit makes me feel, tapping between the brows. When I am, tell me what you're doing when that habit is alive. It's not really serving me. This habit, and tell me what it is. Tapping underneath the nose. When I think about this habit, I feel what? Tell me what you feel. Frustration, overwhelm, regret, blame, anger. It makes me feel, tell me what that is once more. Tapping underneath the lips, and I wish I didn't have this habit. Tapping the center of the chest, but I've had it a really long time. And it's possible I picked it up from who? Who in your earlier childhood life also had this habit? Who in your family line also has this habit? Tapping the front of the ribs. It's possible I picked it up from, and tell me who you might have picked it up from. And then as you tune into that person, I want you to tune into a time in your life where they were doing that and you started to believe that that was the way. Perhaps they were stressing out over finances, or perhaps they were in a power struggle with their partner and trying to defend their point. Or perhaps they were smoking or eating to avoid their emotions. What was that habit that they were also doing? And just tell me the person's name out loud was also doing this too. Tapping the top of the head. And that made me believe what? What did you start to believe when you saw them doing it? Did you start believing, oh, this must be the way to deal with reality, or this must be the correct way to get through your challenges, or this must be the correct way to protect yourself? I started believing, tell me what you started believing by watching them do that. And it's possible they picked it up from someone else as well. Tapping the temples. And tune into any resistance, any blame, any shame, any anger, any feeling of disappointment that you have towards that family member for giving you this trait. How do you feel about how they affected you with this trait? It makes me feel, and that's understandable. Tapping underneath the nose. It makes me feel, tell me what it makes you feel when you think about them giving that to you. Tapping underneath the lips, and that's understandable. Tapping the center of the chest. Even though I have this habit, and describe the habit. And as you tune into the habit, tune into the intensity of where it is when it's most active. How intense is it in your body? I love and deeply accept myself exactly as I am. Tapping the front of the ribs. Even though I have been repeating what? What have you been repeating? That who else had? Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm still a good human being. I'm still worthy of love. And I'm forgiving myself for having this habit. Tapping the top of the head. I'm forgiving myself for repeating this negative habit. And just tuning into any blame or shame you put on yourself around carrying this on. Any hardness you've had towards yourself around this habit. Tapping the temples, and as you feel any blame you put on yourself around it, just send yourself some forgiveness. Tapping the cheeks. I forgive myself for carrying on this habit. Tapping underneath the nose. I just didn't know another way. And let's be real with that. I wasn't shown another way. Tapping underneath the lips. Instead, I was shown what? What were you shown instead? You were shown that habit, right? Tapping the center of the chest, and it's understandable I've been struggling here. Take a big deep breath in and release a big sigh. I'm also open to maybe forgiving who? Who would you like to maybe forgive for passing this habit on? And sometimes we might have some resentment there, some unconscious resentment, or sometimes we just might have some blame. Whatever it is towards that other person, if there's anything there, anything psychically that's between you and them around this piece, any codependency, any energy of dependence that you want them to be that and they want you to be this, and you're both doing the same thing over and over, and you're both stuck in that pattern, tune into any psychic energy that's there around that between you and them. Feel into any resistance, any intensity, any sadness, any regret, and just feel it right now. Feel it in the tenderness of your heart. Such compassion right there for that struggle between you and them. And just send it some empathy right now. Send it some love. Send it some compassion. Feel all of that compassion meeting any resistance that's in the field. And take a big, deep breath into that and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to forgiving who? Tell me who in your family line taught you this. For not knowing better. It's possible they didn't know another way. It's possible they were struggling with this themselves. It's possible their family didn't show them another way. Tapping the top of the head. And is it possible that their family, their parents, didn't show them how to deal with reality in an easeful way? It's possible that their parents also had those limiting habits, and the parents before them, and the parents before them, and the parents before them, all the way back to who knows when. That this pattern, this habit has been getting passed down generation by generation, shared from one person to the next. Is it possible that the person that gave it to you was struggling so deep with it as well? And feel into their struggle with it right now, and how hard it was for them, and how hard it was for them to watch you pick it up. And feel into their deep struggle with it. And hold them in some compassion right now because they didn't know better. And feel yourself sending some compassion to their struggle. And take a long, deep breath in and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping between the brows. I'm releasing this from myself and who? Tell me who else is involved. Tapping the temples and all of the past generations who struggled with this. I can clear this now. Tapping underneath the nose. I am ready to clear out the struggle here. And feel into how deep this struggle has been for you, how deep it was for your ancestors. And feel it for everyone right now. Feel it for the whole family line. Feel it for all your distant relatives that also struggled with this right now. And just imagine or lean into what you imagined everyone felt. Because if you want right now, we can clear it for everyone. All right, let's do this. Feel into how it feels in your body, that habit. Feel into how it felt for that relative. And now imagine it going back person by person. And every person you imagine it getting more and more dense, more and more heavy, more and more contracted, more and more struggle. Feel it all. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. Feel it for everyone right now. This is a moment of offering to your ancestral lineage and to the future generations. So feel it for everyone right now. Lean into their pain and hold their pain with so much infinite compassion right now in the arms of unconditional love. And hold all of their pain in unconditional love right now. Meet them right there, right in that power. And take a long, deep breath. Pierce your breath into the pain. Inhale deeply into it. And release a big sigh. Tap on your chest. Good. Take another big, deep breath. Feel it for everyone. Release it again. Take one more big, deep breath. Release it for everyone. Tapping the front of the ribs. I get to change this for the future generations. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm changing this in my DNA right now. I am choosing what? What are you choosing right now that you get to teach your children and your children's children as a result? Who do you get to be? Who do you get to embody as a way to change your family line right now? I get to be what? Tapping the top of the head. I get to be, tell me what that is. And when you get to be that with all of your heart and all of your soul, how does that feel? What does that liberation feel like? How good does that feel to your being to say, yes, I'm transforming this right now and I'm doing it for all time and all space? How does that feel to choose so powerfully, knowing that you are doing good not only for yourself, but for the future generations? How does that feel when you choose and you know that you are doing good right now? It makes me feel what? I want to hear your 3 top positive emotions right now. Makes me feel happy, makes me feel proud, makes me feel joy, makes me feel excited, makes me feel trust. What does that make you feel when you choose that? I feel really. Tell me what you're feeling. Yes. Tapping the temples. I feel really. Tell me again. Tapping underneath the nose. When I do what? What is this new habit? When I feel really when I. Oh, good. Yes. And now imagine your whole life lit up by this. Imagine your whole life being embodied by this. Feel the goodness of that. Imagine how you show up. See your life right now. See your relationships. See what you're doing. See the choices that you're making. Feel it all. Energize it with so much joy and so much excitement that this is a new beginning. Take a big, deep breath into all of that goodness right now. So good. Big, deep breath. Yeah, so good. Such deep work today. I'm so proud of you. You are such a courageous human being for doing this work for yourself and for your whole family line. Take a moment right now as we prepare for our soulful next steps. Place your hand on your heart and ask yourself this question. If you could choose a message for the future generations, what would that message be in either one word or a few words? Great. Now take a moment to write these words on your soul map and any discoveries into your workbook. This is a sacred time for your evolution right now. And by doing this quest, your life and the future generations will be changed. Congratulations. Keep going with your soul taps each morning. They are a powerful way to create the life that you are calling in. I will see you tomorrow as we learn how to command reality.